right, another week, another Centre Circle podcast, episode 81.
Well done.
Yeah, I told you, man. We're
Only
gonna,
because the last one was 2 days ago.
bruv, relax. The why is not important, innit? You got myself and Keith. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Yeah.
The Great Escape. Adrian Lowe should be here. He'll join us shortly. His watch doesn't seem to be working. Anyway, we've got a full program for you today. We'll be talking about Spurs demolition of Manchester City at the Etihad. Liverpool's great escape, Mo Salah rescuing them down at Southampton. Arsenal's quote-unquote reset at home to Forest. Chelsea getting an away win at Leicester and ultimate consequences for Steve Cooper down there. And of course, Ruben Amorim's first game, Manchester United manager away at Ipswich.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll run up the rest of the games from the weekend and a few other talking points. So, first things first. Manchester City, 0. Tottenham Hotspur, 4.
Surprising.
Did not see this coming.
Neither did I. And I know Manchester City have struggled against Tottenham of recent years. I think since Pep's been in the league,
Yeah.
Tottenham's taken the most points off them. But I just thought, right, City on a bit of a bad run. Tottenham just came off a bad result against Ipswich. And we know Tottenham can be a bit Jekyll and Hyde.
Yep.
I thought City will just get the job. I didn't think it would be like a convincing win or anything, but I just thought they would just get the job done and kind of get the train back on the tracks and, normal service.
Yeah, exactly. Post-international break. Few people back from injury,
Pep just signed the contract.
Yeah. Bit of a bounce mentally, etc. But James Maddison had other ideas.
Yeah, and the thing is, the first, 15 minutes, Tottenham did not have a sniff.
Bruv. It was BAU, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It was business as usual.
When's this goal coming? Haaland had a chance that he snatched just wide. And I think he might have had another one not long after that. And I even said it in one of my groups. I was like, do Tottenham want to turn up? And then literally a couple of minutes later, Kulusevski, who we said has been their player of the season, don't know what he drank over the summer or done. I think, whatever him and Andrew worked on, it's working really well. Because obviously he's been rotated a bit where he kind of played the 10, he played wide left, wide right, played in the middle three as an 8. And he seems to be excelling in all of them. And his grit and determination and most importantly, the pass for Maddison's first goal, quality.
Yeah.
But you got to praise Maddison. He's been getting a lot of stick from us and other kind of corners of football about his output recently. Well, not even recently. It's been a few months now, going back into last season.
Yeah.
But it was a good run, got in the right place, and they take a surprise against the run and play 1-0 lead.
It was a good finish as well. So as much as everyone's talked about Kulusevski and the cross and the determination to get the ball initially, it wasn't an easy finish.
Nope.
It wasn't an easy finish. And to your point, when you've been in and out of the team, maybe, I don't know if he's low on confidence, but it's an easy assumption to make. Those are the kind of chances that teams, when they're playing against the Cities and Liverpools, etc., they don't take and they end up regretting it.
Yeah,
and I think yesterday was a great example of when you're playing against a team like that, when the chances arrive, you just take them. And it just changes the tide of the game.
Massively.
You know what I mean? It sets a tone. There's work for City to do. Even though in the past they've shown to make light work of that, it's still work for them to do. And it came from, I won't say an unlikely hero, but it was interesting that before, in the pre-match, the quality questions that the interviewers asked managers before the game. And he was just basically saying, he's brought Maddison in and put Johnson on the bench because, you know, he needs to increase the probability of them keeping the ball,
Right.
and doing a bit better with the ball, retaining it a bit better, making better use of it. But he was very clear, when Johnson comes on, we expect he's gonna have a different effect in the game, etc., etc. So he was very intent on, and I think if someone has not been playing for some time, to kind of bring him in one of your biggest games of the season so far, it kind of shows it's less about format something to do with it, but he will still pick the right players for the right game. Whereas it's easier to kind of still go with the team that you've been picking, players that have been maybe doing well against other teams. Actually, this is why I specifically need for this game. So that's vindicated in, it was 13 minutes, I think, that goal.
Yeah.
And then within 10 minutes, Maddison does it again.
Yeah. And even before then, Son had a really good chance where he's picked it up, he's on the left and he's curled it in. It's going top corner. Edison done a good save.
Oh, yes.
So, okay, Tottenham started to get in there now. And like you say,
the goal gave them life, man.
Yeah. The kind of play for the second goal, Maddison, Son, back to Maddison. It's like, and a dink. Like, it's hard to do those kind of finishes when you're that close to the keeper. Like, a lot of people just drill it low. They hits the keeper, comes out, saves it. To have the composure to dink it from that close.
On your weaker foot.
Weaker foot as well. Yeah.
And even just that play in the box, the ball back to him from Son, etc. Again, the team was feeling confident. They'd got into the game. But yeah, that first touch, and then obviously like the outside of his right foot and the dink. Yeah. That's a guy that was, the confidence is flowing now. He's feeling it. The first goal is giving him a bit of oomph. So everyone's shell shocked at this point, right? Like all the viewers, commentators, fans, Pep, like everybody. And then Spurs still continue to push, and you can see a little bit of, I don't want to say jittery in City's game, but they were still good with the ball, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was without the ball that they were having issues. Haaland had another chance. I think he came across the box. And he's hit it wide or over. Wasn't the easiest chance, but again, for him, expecting to hit the target. And I saw that and I just thought, yeah, this might actually be, if it was anyone else, I'd be like, this is not going to be your day. But with City, you never know. Second half starts.
And you think the next goal vital, innit? Vital.
Exactly.
City get it. Gets jittery, as you said. But the jitters go to the other team. And then, the thing with the third goal was how open City were.
Yeah.
And like we've had discussions in the group chat about, has Pep failed to rebuild properly or in the right areas? And like it was unanimously agreed that the defence is the weakest point of this rebuild.
Which is a bit mad because if you think about maybe not cost-wise, but just number of players, that's probably where they've invested the most. Hence why the club I support's managers probably following the same template. But that's an area where Man City, him, director of football, they've replenished on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Think about it. And to the point where we're always like, did you need another defender? Did you need him as well? So it's weird to be saying that now. Vardio's not that old.
He's like 22. Lewis is, I think, just turned 18.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't think Akanji's older than 25, 26.
No, Akanji's 30 soon.
Oh, really? Whoa.
I want to say, hold on, let me check. I want to say. I saw his name on the list.
Naively, I just thought that was.
I saw his name on the list and then I was surprised. He is, born 95.
Oh, wow. Oh,
he's 30 next year.
Okay, so you got Akanji, Stones, Walker, who are on the older side. Diaz is injured, isn't he?
He's injured, yeah. He's injured.
So yeah, it
but he's 26 or something.
Yeah, so it just seems a little disjointed in that defensive area.
I think it's more a function of injuries, bro, if I'm honest. I think he could put out a decent aged defense. Even if you take Rico Lewis out, Diaz, Vardio,
Stones.
Well, Stones is 30 now.
Yeah, Stones is 30. Yeah,
Makanji's 29. I just think it's the number of injuries. Walker was injured, come back from injury. Ake has been
I
injured.
forgot about Ake. Yeah.
He's soon 30 if he's not 30 already. So I think it's more a function of who's been injured, how many people have been injured at the same time.
Right.
I would argue. Rather than it being everyone's fit and their performance is subpar. Don't get me wrong, the age profile of the team does need to be addressed. But it was only 6 months ago these lot were slapping up the league.
Winning the league.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. But I think with City, even though they've dominated over the last 4 years, like 4 in a row now. And how many have you got in total? 6?
6.
I think only one of those they kind of blown everyone away, and that was when.
Not this again.
No, but you got to kind of take it into consideration, innit? Like
what
we know the levels that City are in it.
You know what I'm gonna say.
But you've got to look at, for as good as they've been, they haven't been clear. That's all I'm saying, in it. So
that's fine. But define clear.
So against Liverpool, they won it 1 point twice, right? Arsenal last year, 1 point.
2 points, no?
Sorry, 2 points.
Yeah.
The year before that was 4 points.
Yeah, I mean, 4 points is a decent gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, like, for as good as City has been, there hasn't been that gap for other teams not to claw. So for City to kind of have a drop off now, a potential drop off now, I don't think it should be too surprising. Like, if they were just beating everyone in the league by 5 to 10 points every league title, I can say, oh, all right, and what's going on? But I don't think we can be too surprised if they have a drop off this season. Like, there's a long way to go.
And also, every season there's they're wobbling a bit, or they lose 1-0 or 2-0 to somebody that we don't expect, and then a run comes. Now the argument will be, well, this squad isn't showing any signs, or the person are not showing any signs that they could put that run together. Yeah. But if we look at the top 3 teams, if you just look at who they've got, their squad are the most experienced at doing those runs and putting that together, right? Arsenal team, okay, last season they did it. Put a really strong run. I think it was in the last 12 or 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
They've done it once, right? And we were relatively injury-free. We discussed that. Liverpool, you've got a span of players who've done it before, but a lot of your team are new, right? So, McAllister, Slobozai, Gravenberch, the list goes on. So I love to write them off.
Oh yeah, I'm not writing them off.
But some people are already saying this is signs that the dynasty is kind of weakening, and Arsenal and Gary Neville, of course, yesterday he said he's looking at Arsenal and saying, you've got no excuse, right? And I'm just like, he's 2 minutes into talking about that game, and somehow Arsenal cropped up in the conversation. Not the team, not Liverpool, who are leading the league by how many? Even before you won yesterday, you leading the league by 5 or 6 points, right? But it's just a bit early for me. It's just a bit early. There's 20.
I agree, but
how many games to go? 25.
Yes, there's a lot of games. But even the third goal, Solanke was in loads of space, and then I think it's Porro and someone else running in. It's like there's no one chasing them. Like, this is like, it's not what we're used to seeing with. And I got a gripe with Porro not celebrating. Like, for what, I didn't even know he was at Manchester City until yesterday, and he didn't play for them. I was like, come on, man.
He needs to get a grip.
He should have taken that shirt off. I saw a tweet
today. Someone said, Porro not celebrating because of 2 or 3 training sessions at City is crazy.
It's true though. Like,
is it like you show respect? What respect? You know what I mean? Respect, bruv. I would have been sliding in the grass. He should have done
the wickedest knee slide.
He's begging it with Pep, bruv. He's begging it with Pep.
Wickedest.
It was a great finish.
Yeah.
At the Etihad. You should be celebrating that wildly. Yeah, man. Absolutely wildly.
Of course.
I'm going to come back to your point about they were running through, because intensity is something that the stats show is not at the usual level for them. But then if we go to the 4th goal,
meet.
you know what annoys me about that goal, right? You know, I think in a standard foot race, if Kyle Walker had just decided to just sprint off from the off, Werner's not faster than him. Werner doesn't pass him, but he kind of mugged him off.
Yeah,
He kind of said, go on then.
Yeah, because he kind of tried to face him up a bit before, and then he was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, he was like, "Go on then, I'll catch you. You're Werner's." But then he gets that march on him. As I understand it, he's recovering. He's just coming back from injury, or not too long been
And
injured.
apparently, you have to manage his minutes in training as well. Like apparently he doesn't train as regular as everyone else.
So maybe he has lost a yard or two, but he's not lost his speed in the space of months or weeks. But I just think Werner's fast enough that once you've mugged him off, and he had the ball as well. Yeah, it wasn't great. But it just epitomized a little bit of what people have been saying. The intensity is not there. Physicality is lacking.
Mm-hmm.
Rico Lewis looks like a weak link. Age has been calling that out. But I just think overall, they are just going through poor form. And the usual Haaland scoring a goal or Haaland doing X or whoever doing Y just isn't coming off for them at the moment. And I think when people look at some of the intensity, some of the stats around how much mileage they're covering, how much kilometers they're running, etc., they're not up to par as per usual. And it's almost like, but why? Why are you not running as hard or as long as you would normally do?
I know some people say complacency in it, but you think Pep wouldn't let his kind of core players get complacent. And if you look at the senior players who are there, so like your Carl Walkers, your Kevin De Bruyne's, Gundogan's back there, they're not the kind of personnel who would be like, just relaxed and kind of start to down tools, you know what I mean? So
no, I agree. And even even you look at, I think it was the first or second goal, Maddison's run off Gundogan for that goal. And overall, Spurs are a little bit of a bogey team for them. And I'm not sure that you go into a game like that against a bogey team with sort of wrong mentality or complacency. It's Spurs, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
And I know that bogey thing is normally at Spurs, but still, I don't know. I don't know. I think you're at home. You've all the reasons we said at the beginning. You've lost 4 on the bounce, etc., etc. I don't see where complacency would come from. I really don't. So it's a weird one, and I don't even know how to categorize it because we've not seen this from them before.
Yeah, like
5 games in a bounce in all comps is a bit.
Yeah, and I think next week against Liverpool will be like a massive game, not just in general in terms of the league now, but just for where Pep kind of lands with how he sets up his team. What happens if they lose again that game, or not even lose? Or like, I think that's a game Man City have to win.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's come at a good time. People will see it as great. You can redeem yourself. I think they needed a couple of quote unquote easier games.
Yeah,
and then back Liverpool.
Yeah, well they've got I think they got Leverkusen on Tuesday in the Champions League, and then Liverpool. So yeah,
an easy game.
Yeah, Xabi Alonso and team. They're not having the best season, but it's not an easy game. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, long may it continue, but it's a strange one. And anyway, we've talked a lot about City and what they haven't done. But what about Spurs? Is this, I don't want to say a turnaround, but as much as we've talked about City were actually good in possession, they did create chances. But a lot of credit has to be given to Spurs. We have to say that the team he picked, the way he set them up, was effective and worked. But I think yesterday was more about the players executing.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think it's going to be the kick on that everyone thinks it's going to be. I think they're just too Jekyll and Hyde. Like, we've used Jekyll and Hyde with a lot of teams on this pod this season.
Yeah, Aston Villa,
Aston Villa, Newcastle, and Tottenham are just one of those teams. Like, I think their last few results are win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. Win yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be indicative of them this season. Like, we've spoken about their squad. It's not the best. But they shown yesterday when they turn up, they can turn up. But then you rewind 2 weeks, you lose at home to Ipswich. And Ipswich are not a bad team.
Yeah.
But it's not a team that you expect to go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and win. So Tottenham have got, like, I think Tottenham have got a fairly decent squad. Like, we had this debate last time. But yeah, I think they'll just be up and down and they'll be challenging for that Europa League, Europa Conference spot.
But I think for me, one nice touch by Ange was putting Maddison back in the 10.
Yeah.
I think that made such a difference. I think just his intelligence to run spaces that he occupied, and actually Kulusevski, he's a threat down the left, down the right, should I say, cutting in, running in, and I think he's just got a lot more confidence from playing the 10. Now he's coming inside and kind of being a second 10 as well as going on the outside. So yeah. So no, it was impressive by Spurs, but they're just unpredictable, as you said, Keith.
Yeah, and everyone did their job when they needed to do it. Everything came together, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw the lineup and I saw Ben Davies, I saw Dragosin.
Yeah, I think it was Davies that won the ball for the third goal, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like he was crosses coming in the box, he was getting to headers, etc. I messaged Kieran, who's been on the podcast previously, and I said, I just wrote the word pain. Because I just thought Haaland, Ben Davies, Dragosin, not great.
Yeah.
Ben Davies' first Premier League start, Dragosin's 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
I just thought, but yeah, that's football. That is football.
Indeed.
And from a table point of view, trying to get up the latest table, that sort of leaves us, well, think about other games, but Man City is second on 23 points. And it's kind of allowed Chelsea and Arsenal to creep up. We'll talk about their game shortly. But that was a painful loss. That was a painful loss. Spurs, they jumped to 6th. They're 3 points behind Brighton in 5th. In 5th. Well, to be honest, Brighton, Chelsea, and Arsenal all on the same points. So as much as some of their results have been awful and they've lost at home to Ipswich, blah, blah, blah.
Still in the picture.
Yeah. And I saw a stat where the Premier League table is now the most congested it's been in a long time, if not ever.
Yeah.
At this stage of the season. So there's minimal margin for error.
Yeah.
Absolutely minimal margin for error. So yeah, City does, Chelsea, Arsenal, and the chasing pack a favour. Southampton didn't think about doing anyone else a favour against Liverpool.
Nearly.
Home today. What happened?
So Southampton actually started really well. And what they started doing good at was beating our counter press.
Yeah.
So, like, we've spoken about Southampton playing out from the back and they shouldn't do it or adapt it, X, Y, Z. But they done it really well for like the first 15, 20 minutes. Like, we found it quite hard to kind of nick the ball off them and they were just kind of getting through. And their striker, whose name I'm not going to butcher, John, you can give me the exact pronunciation for it.
Let me see. What striker?
Yeah, 32.
Oniachu.
Yeah.
That's easy, bro.
Yeah, now you said it. Oniachu, yeah. Now you said it.
Yeah, it's calm.
Bro, I don't know what he had this morning. He had his Wheatie Bix.
And shredded wheats.
Yeah. And Cocoa Pops and all of it. Like, he would, like, his hold-up play and just keeping the ball, releasing people. Like, I was like, okay, where'd this come from?
Yeah.
Like, why hasn't he been playing all season? Because it was his first start, wasn't it? So, yeah, I was like, okay, it's going to be one of those afternoons. But then Southampton, true to form. And the thing is, like, the ball came to the keeper and he wanted to, like, take his time because he to, like, kind of, when your team's under the cosh, you want to break.
Yeah.
But Harwood Bayliss, the the guy who just got his cap for England. He was like, play the ball to him. So he rolled it out to edge of the box, and I think it might have been the Fernandes guy. He tried to turn, lost it. Curtis Jones has kind of chased down the defender, I can't remember who it was, and his clearance is poor, gone to Szoboszlai, and he just curled it in the top corner. Like, and it was just so avoidable.
Yeah.
And like, that's the kind of criticism I've had with the playing out for the back. Like, there's certain times you can do it. That was not the time to do it. There was like 6 Southampton players in the box, about 5 Liverpool players swarming around. Like, just be a bit smart with it, innit? Like, I know you want to play the ball, but
but the first thing you started was saying that they were doing really well at
but that's where, but you got to think about
moments, right? It's timing.
This is it, the timing. Like, that timing wasn't the right time, just because of how many people were around the penalty area. But, you know, just one of them. And then we were just, after that goal, we were just on them. And I've noticed it a couple times with Liverpool this season where we're up in a game and then players get a little bit sloppy, like it's too easy.
Yeah.
So it happened with Konate just before Southampton had their incident where he got the ball, no one on him, and he just kicked it straight to a Southampton player. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. And then in the build-up to Southampton's penalty incident, Virgil van Dijk's got the ball and he just decided to go on like a run with it. You know, like Matip used to do, like when he used to dink through, but he gets to the centre circle, tries to do like a little back heel, gets shut down, ball breaks, and then, what's his name?
Diblin.
Yeah, Diblin. It's just running through. Yeah. And then Robertson catches him. Debatable whether it is in or outside the box.
I think it was on the line. That's what it was. I think his foot landed on the line as he got touched, so that's why they gave it as the penalty.
Yeah, so they gave the penalty. Like, it could, like either way, I weren't going to complain. And then, unfortunately, Keller, he saves the penalty, but Armstrong gets the rebound and 1-1. And it's like all the momentum we have, it just sucked out. So like, right, 1-1 going into half-time. Cool.
It's just before half-time as well. Worst time to concede.
And then second half, we start again. Like, we're doing well, trying to get the second goal. But then the ball breaks. The goalkeeper catches it. He didn't have a great game, to be fair.
Yeah, McCarthy was all over the place.
Again, he releases the ball well. The ball goes out to what's it?
Armstrong.
No, it's the same guy.
Diblin
again. So he's going out to the far right touchline, and then like Szoboszlai runs like 20 yards to catch it, gets there, but doesn't put a tackle in. And I'm like, okay. So he gets skipped past, plays it out wide to Armstrong. Good ball. Now my gripe here is we've got Robertson trying to face him up, but you've got Konate and Bradley because Virgil's still up from the free kick. Instead of Konate or Bradley, one of them going to help with a double up, they both go. So it's essentially a 3-on-1 in one situation. And then Fernandes is just free at the back, where all you have to say is like, I go, you stay.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen. Armstrong gets Fernandes, pass it in. Like, classic counter-attack, great goal. And I'm thinking, why us? Why are we giving Southampton their first win? But a bit of good fortune, I say, the keeper. Ramsdale's injured, so I think that's the only reason why he's playing. Gravenberch picks up the ball, plays a long ball over the top, coming to the edge of the box. Salah's running onto it. For some reason, the keeper comes running out. Salah sees him. He gets the ball first. Side foot into empty net. 2-2.
What a joke.
So now I'm thinking, you know what? We're not playing great.
Yeah.
We're back in the game. I'll take the 2-2 in it. Like, we still extend the lead over the others to 6 points. It's not a bad position to be in still. But then, a few minutes later, ball played into the box. Substitute who's just come on. Misreads the flight of the ball. Handball. Stonewall penalty.
Yeah.
This is all relegation incidents, you know?
Yeah.
These are the things that just get you relegated.
Yeah. And then, Salah steps up, makes it 3-2. And then after that, we had a couple other chances to
extend the lead.
But we didn't quite do it. But when you're going for a championship, playing badly, getting the 3 points over performance in certain instances, and this was certainly one of them.
And now you're 8 points ahead of Man City.
Yeah. And you know what annoyed me today with Southampton? Like, kind of like the build-up was good. There was times where they beat the counter-press, and it's like, oh, whoa, I've got 15 yards around me and they go backwards into the trouble again. Like they've done it a few times, or they expect the guy to be somewhere, but the other guy's like, I didn't expect for us to get there, and he's not there, so they kicked out of touch. And little things like that. But the biggest gripe I had today with Southampton was they've got, how do you say his name again? Onuachu, just up top, never went long. They kept on trying to play out. There was times that, all right, actually, let's just bypass the press, go direct, and let Diblin's got the pace to link up with him. Let him, and his hold-up play was really good today. Like there's a few times he held off Van Dijk.
Did they even do that? You know, we know what their manager's on, yeah, and they like to do the possession thing. But did they even do that thing where, a lot of these teams, well, say a lot of the teams that at the top end, they can sometimes they beat the press by just chipping it into midfield. Yeah. Right? So you don't have to go long. You have to do Wimbledon. You have to do anything mad. They just chip it into midfield, right? Were they even doing any of that?
No.
It was just all
on the edge.
Centre back split.
Yeah. On the edge, tight.
And it was so obvious. Like, like it was like Bolton back in the day, innit? They've got that big striker up front where you just, the gameplay is just ping it to him. He can just shield off whoever's there, and then, like say, Diblin running off in or whoever else. Not once did they mix it up. And like that's my issue, innit? Like, you've got, when I mean, he was playing so well. Like the few times it got to him, and it was only like either in his half or just in the centre circle. Yeah. So it weren't enough
in the area that could really hurt
where
Liverpool.
He could affect it.
And there was one point around this like 69th minute that was quite indicative, like quite telling of this. Southampton knocking it back, and I think Liverpool just said, we're just going to hold our position because they're going to give us the ball. And I think they knocked it. Do you remember it? Yeah. I think they knocked it about, and then someone just made a blind pass. It went straight to either like Gravenberch or Curtis Jones. And they're like, thank you. And they went on the attack again. Like, so they're overplaying it at times. There's like one too many passes, and there's an option just to let's go diag. Diblin put a good show on today.
Yeah, no,
Diblin, the striker.
He's putting himself in the shot window.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily. I agree that they should mix it up. I don't necessarily agree with you what they should mix it up with, but it does. Since we've had that convo, I've read more stuff. I think the thing for me is it's gone from starting possession in the way that's most likely to progress up the field to just we're going to play it from the back, which is the wrong way around. It should be, okay, in certain scenarios, what in that scenario is the most likely way
to get
us up the pitch, right?
That's right.
And we know going long isn't that great statistically, but to your point, let's find a way where we can engage him earlier in our possession.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why I asked that question, because you do see it, okay, right, they've clocked the press, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to chip it out to the wings. Arsenal do that a lot.
Yeah.
There'll be a clipped ball out to the wing, just on the halfway line or just short of the halfway line. And then it all starts from there. And that all relies on the quality of the ball out from the keeper.
Yeah.
And it's the right height and the right pace so someone can actually do something with it, rather than it's just going to flick it or not, or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I was going to say they live and they learn, but they're going to learn back in the Championship.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think they're too stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
Naive.
Yeah.
Immature.
All the words.
All the words.
Predictable.
Yeah. But yeah, man, got over the line. And that's all you, like, considering what happened yesterday.
That's
just
all you
the 3
needed.
points was all that was needed.
So yeah, good win for Liverpool. Further capitalisation. Like last 2 weekends, teams have not got the results that they needed. Liverpool have cracked on.
Yeah, so big one next weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got Arsenal, who were 3-0 winners at home to Nottingham Forest. I don't know how you guys felt, but I know Forest got beaten by Newcastle, but overall Forest haven't exactly been a walkover this season. So for me, it wasn't a slam dunk. It wasn't like the games of old. But from pretty much the beginning,
controlled it.
Absolute domination of this game. And I know a few Arsenal fans were worried. They saw the lineup, saw Havertz on the bench, Martinelli on the bench. I wasn't worried about that. And they thought, Jesus starting. But, Champions League in the week.
Yeah.
West Ham, both games. So we've got Champions League in the week away and then West Ham away as well. I think it's a bit of rotation time. Thomas Partey didn't start either.
Yeah.
Gino started, etc. But yeah, didn't make much of a difference. I think Odegaard being back is the key differentiator.
Mm-hmm.
He just kept the ball moving so well, picking up those spaces. It still looked a little bit predictable. Like he's got this thing where he's on the edge of the box on the right hand side of the penalty area.
Yeah.
Then he just digs that little ball in.
Yeah.
That's becoming a little bit formulaic. But he's just coming back.
Yeah.
All the other stuff will kick in. But yeah, Saka and Odegaard
that link.
on that right hand side, it's just clicking back. And that was really the same link up that kind of cultivated the first goal.
Yeah.
Along with some dismal defending from Forest. I mean,
I was like, when's he going to shoot? I was like, oh, you're still letting him have the ball? You're going to shoot now?
It's bad enough that. Okay, so one of the things he's good at is that he can go both ways. So I'm never going to rip a defender too much for not showing him onto his right, because actually showing him onto his right
doesn't
could just
make
be
it easy.
lethal. But then when he comes into the box and it's clear he's going to be on his left, then it's a different ball game, because he shooting on his right is a different story.
Yeah.
So you let him run across your box and get an angle that's great for a left footer and shoot. Come on, I'm not saying anyone should take him down or etc., but just be clever about it.
A bit tighter.
Yeah. Put him under a bit more pressure, maybe a bit more aggression.
I think sometimes, I think the defender might have looked to his left and said, "Oh, we've got 4 bodies or 3 bodies there. Like, there's enough."
One of them will get him.
Yeah, it will block. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. So it was a good start. Odegaard assist, Saka goal. How many times have we seen or heard that? And he kind of just carried on from there. I think
Jesus had some nice moments in the game. He did.
He did have some. But he had some wasteful moments as well.
But I think for him, it's a goal. I'm not saying he's gonna get 20, but I think once he gets a goal, I think you will see another 5, 7, 8 roll in.
We've been there before, man.
Nah, but he done it his first season. But what I liked, there was a couple plays that he done where I was like, okay, that's really nice. Link up.
But we have other people that can do that. You need to score.
I
and you know a good example of that? That move, that really nice move in the box, the football.
Yeah.
Odegaard.
The back hit, the flick.
Saka, blah, blah, blah. Comes to the edge of the box. I already knew he wasn't scoring.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't scoring. He's finishing. He's just dead. Anyway, I was a little bit surprised by Forest. And a little bit might have been Arsenal's tactics. Like, we were winning the ball fairly high up the pitch. We were swarming. Anytime a Forest player got the ball, 3 Arsenal players around them, etc. I was a little bit surprised by them. They weren't doing any of the things that have been working for them recently.
Yeah, maybe that. I was thinking when I saw the lineup as well. I was like, oh, are you resting? Like Woods didn't start.
No, yeah, I'm just trying to check because he might have played
Gibbs White
far away, innit?
No, so Woods didn't start because of all the travel, which is an issue they have with him regularly because he plays for New Zealand.
Yeah.
So when he's playing, he's always doing some
mileage,
mileage, long haul, fight.
Yeah.
So that was a reason given. And when he hasn't played for some time, he's a good player and he's troublesome, but he hasn't played for some time.
Woods was playing against Samoa.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's mad.
But Hudson-Odoi was playing, Dominguez was playing, Ward-Prowse, Elanga, all the people that have been causing problems. Olaina as well, Milenkovic. So they had their team.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was a good result for you. Like you say, considering where Forest are in the league, how they've started this season, like they haven't really been put to the sword.
And the position we were in as well, right? Not having a win and
because I think they would have gone above you if they had won at the weekend, possibly.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good result for you guys. Like Odegaard coming back.
No Ben White as well.
Yeah, he's out for a while, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
But considering like you've kind of fallen off the pack a little bit, getting that result under your belt will kind of put you in good stead for when you play West Ham next week.
The fixture list looks a bit more favourable to us. And I think we've got quite a few home games as well.
Yes.
During the next 10, I think a few more home games than away games.
Yeah. So
in the next 11 fixtures or something like that.
After West Ham away next week, Man United at home, Fulham away. It's the normal home
I
away
think
kind of
but
swing.
we're in London a lot. I think a lot of our games are in
Yeah,
London. That's
yeah.
it. Sorry.
So you got Fulham away. So yeah, effectively, when we're away, we're either in London or close to London.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. Because then the next away game is Palace. Then we're home to Ipswich. Then the next away game is Brentford.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's not a lot of travelling, right?
No. And I think we've got the same kind of swing in Champions League as well.
Sorry, just go back to the Ben White. So apparently he's out for like a couple of months.
Yeah.
With Tomiyasu
Again,
not really being available much, do you think that's going to potentially hinder you if you get another injury in defence?
Possibly. I think the investment in Calafiori, Timber, etc. sounds like this when it pays off. It sounds like this when it pays off.
Oh, you still got Zinni as well. I forget about him. Because he
And
came
then
on
we've
yesterday.
got
Thomas
Skelly.
Partey can play right back.
Yeah.
and then we've got
Yeah, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but
I think what was important though is like you said, the return of Odegaard, right? And like he's just getting up to speed, and it was really enjoyable again to see a number 10. Him playing again, and like I remember people criticizing it, like you said though, John. He's such an important part of the team. Of course, you're going to miss him.
Yeah,
like it's without a doubt. Like it's like you would miss Salah. So
I've never understood that
one man team kind of notion. And
yeah.
If the guy's that good, you're gonna.
Yeah.
It's what it is, right?
I'm not saying we won't win games or you won't grab at results, but you won't win them in the same way, and that's what makes that individual so important to the team. He's the captain.
Yeah.
He's those players that don't grow on trees, which is why most teams don't have a player that plays in the way he does.
Yeah.
You know.
What about young Ethan?
I was about to say, yeah. So another highlight from the game was Info scoring his first kind of Premier League goal.
Yeah.
But also for me, what I took from that as well was, Raheem Sterling as well. He put on the assist. It was a little bit of a, I don't want to say a flashback, but beat his man, picked out a play in the box. And whilst most of the middle of his career, he's been one of the receiving end of those passes. Him getting up to speed and starting to contribute in those ways, could be helpful.
Yeah, and I think we're not kind of highlighting Ethan's performance because there was like little things he done in his little cameo, rolling the guys. Like he was confident.
He had a chance before where he's one-on-one with the guy, gave him a step over. You're like, this guy's 17, and it's interesting watching Omari Hutchinson today. Is almost this is who Waneri needs to become for Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Going into that Prem player that can be trusted with the ball, be important for us with the ball.
Yeah.
And I think he needs to play more.
Yeah. It's interesting you mentioned that Sterling set him up, because what I see with Ethan is what reminiscent to when Sterling was first coming through at Liverpool. I think it was like the 12-13 season. And all the fans were like, play him. Giving and when he's warming up, everyone's clapping in it, trying to G him up, etc. And then when he comes on, he's giving you the flashes. He's like, why is he not playing? Why is he not playing? And I don't know if you saw what Arteta said about Ethan afterwards, but I kind of understand why he's trying to not dim the hype, but he's like, it's a brick by brick process, isn't it? It's got to be done slowly, etc. I hear that, but I think, especially when Odegaard was out, there were certain games.
Like 20, you could give him half an hour.
I don't even think half. I think you could have started him.
Circumstances have said, so your brick by brick thing is ideally.
If Odegaard's there, fully fit team.
And I'm not saying, he starts now and that's it forever. Even if just for that period there, he starts a few games, he comes off early, blah, blah, blah. Then when Odegaard comes back, we go back to brick by brick. But in that time, you could have accelerated.
That double false nine.
So,
that building.
So when it's time to actually start a game,
he's ready.
Yeah.
Because what you don't want is him having to start a game maybe at the business end of the season. I'm not saying he will get overwhelmed because he looks like he's got the confidence to go out and just play.
Yeah.
But you don't want him to kind of potentially have that stage fright in an important game, making him look
you haven't been playing him.
Yeah, so.
And it's so interesting that he does that when he's a manager that flogs other youngsters to death, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. But all round, good day at the office for Arsenal. Not great for Forest. And I think it's important that Forest really. People will say, "Oh, well, they weren't going to come to Arsenal and whatever," but I just think those days are not those days are done. Forest have shown
That
they
got
stick
enough.
stick to what the plan that Nuno wants them to play.
Mhm.
I always say his first name like he's my brethren, but that Nuno wants them to play. They can, they can
execute the plan,
and
and
get
hurt
points.
you,
and
hurt you.
So
Because
they
they've
might
done it to Liverpool.
exactly. They might not take wins, etc. And they need to get back to that because all that early work will just vanish quickly.
Yeah,
The league is congested, it's tight. Before they blink,
they're back in 10th.
Bruv, quickly. I mean, if I look at the table now, where are they? They're 7th now, right?
Yeah.
Again, they're on 19 points, so they've got a lot in the bank. But it's what's that? They've got 19 points. 12th is 16 points. Manchester United. So it's hopefully they find some form. And in the Christmas period, it's not easy. When your squad isn't that big or that deep, it's a problem. So yeah, good day for Arsenal. I wouldn't say back on track, but they stopped the rot. They stopped the bleeding.
Yeah.
1 point away from Man City, which, no disrespect to Liverpool, that's is one thing being behind first place by a significant margin. Being behind second place, and second place is Man City, it's another problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, now the fixtures are coming up. If Liverpool beat Man City, then I think the whole balance changes, and we win, and Chelsea win as well. Then actually, it's okay. All of us are fighting for second, and who's going to emerge when Liverpool have a wobble?
Yeah.
Because unless you lot win every game to the end of the season, a wobble is coming at some point. How long the wobble is, and how many points that gives you. But City don't win next week, then it's okay. Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, are you like you're fighting for City for second place.
Yeah.
And Arsenal, really, you need to emerge from that and be ready when Liverpool have a blip. And that's really going to be the case. So yeah, talking of Chelsea, Maresca took his team back to Leicester. What's the name of this? I was going to say Filbert Street.
And you cuss my
remember what they changed it to.
King Power, that's it.
Is it still King Power?
Yeah.
It was the Walkers. When they opened it, the Walkers.
I thought it changed again.
Yeah. Let's say Filbert Street. First time he's been back since he obviously left for Chelsea. And yeah, it was not a great day at the office for Leicester. They've got this centre back here.
Faust.
Bruv. He's like a poor man's David Luiz.
Yeah, he's been bad since they were last in the Premier.
Yeah. Because they got rid of they sold gold because he looks a little bit like their old centre back that left. The Turkish one.
Oh, Sionchu.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, oh no, that's not Sionchu.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah.
And that's a drop off because he had a little bit about him, but
yeah. And Maresca made a few changes. Enzo was back in the lineup.
Yeah.
You rested Lavio, didn't he?
Yeah, I like the way. I think he's learned from that early Sterling, Chilwell. Who else did he kind of out in public? I think he's learned a little bit for that. He did a little bit to Reece James.
Yeah.
But I think, he's letting his team selections do the talk.
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah. Because we've not heard a peep about why Enzo was or wasn't playing, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, Enzo was back in the lineup.
And he brought in
Badia Shield was back in. Wesley Fofana played right back. Gusto was in the squad, I believe he's injured. So he just did a little bit of a shake-up. João Felix started.
Yeah.
Neto wasn't in the squad either. Sancho was back. Apparently he's been ill.
Yeah.
He was back from illness. So to the point you were saying
the rumours.
All these rumours about the squad don't like him. He was ill. And then of course Jackson up front. And yeah, they started really well. Enzo was involved in almost everything. When I watch Chelsea, I always watch for the defense. But quite frankly, they didn't have much to mess up.
Yeah.
Vardy was kind of starved the service a little bit.
Yeah. There was one moment where they kind of pressed really, really high up and won a corner. And it did swing. There was 10 or 15 minutes where Leicester were kind of getting into things. But in reality, that Chelsea goal was kind of always coming.
Yeah.
Good finish as well.
well, forget the finish, the first touch.
Yeah.
First touch. Like, he's becoming he's
the
a real deal, man. He's becoming a
Yeah.
striker. I said last season, if he can add finishes, his movement, the way he brings people into the game, he's a nightmare for centre backs. And now he's finishing.
Yeah.
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 He's doing that was his 7th goal of the season in all comps.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good touch outside of the boot, far post. It was nice finish. And then they didn't really kill off the game as I thought they would.
Yeah, they were a bit slow.
Yeah, they meandered a little bit.
I think indeed he should have been sent off.
Yeah,
He'd done the challenge on Palmer. And it's like,
I agree, but it looked clumsy rather than
intentional,
than malicious. Yeah. Which you should still get sent off for.
Yeah.
But I can see maybe that's what got him a little bit of grace.
Yeah.
Did he even get a yellow?
Yeah, he got
he got
yellow.
yellow for it. And they checked it.
VAR checked it?
Yeah, VAR checked it. Yeah.
And the ref said they went with the ref's decision.
But again, when they're checking if it's clear and obvious error.
Yeah, to make it.
So if someone can argue a yellow for it, then they can't overrule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he should have equalised in the first half, indeed, just after that. So I was like, okay, maybe Chelsea won't kill this off. But yeah, it was a good goal from Enzo.
Yeah.
Header.
Again, poor defending, free header in the box.
Yeah,
I know it was a rebound, but
from Nicholas Jackson.
Jackson, but come on. Even the fact that Nicholas Jackson won that header.
Yeah.
He had no right to win that header.
Wanting it more, innit?
Yeah, indeed. And then your mate, Jordan Ayew, scores a penalty in the 95th minute. And even building up to that last 10 or 15, Leicester were building up a bit of steam.
Yeah, and they could have had another penalty. I think,
Yes.
Was it Fofana?
Yes.
Someone. To me, it looked like he hacked him. And I was like, okay.
I thought it was a pen. I thought
I was like, okay.
I thought
we never know what's going to be given and what's not.
It's not been their best weekend. Not been their best weekend.
And then,
and Leicester really tried to do the whole physical thing. I mean, 3 of their midfielders all had yellow cards within the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Which just seemed like suicide to me. And then the 2 Chelsea midfielders, then Caicedo, he was putting himself about as well. But I think Leicester came with that old school approach of don't let them play, blah, rather than concentrating on their own play. But yeah, I think it was an unnecessarily nervy
ending.
Yeah, 2-1 when it really should have probably been a
quite
2-0,
2-3-0.
Yeah.
But if Madueke doesn't get in front of Palmer's goal-bound shot,
yeah, that was an odd one, wasn't it? And it was an odd one
Good
because he jumped with one leg first. If you just jumped with both feet first, it's a goal.
It's like he done a little skip kind of thing.
Yeah. Which was, and it's those kind of chances, because that was at 1-0, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was at 1-0. So I'm watching the game and I'm thinking, these are the kind of chances that come back to bite you. You don't finish it off. You don't kill off the game. But yeah, good win for Chelsea. Bit of rotation. Got the job done. Keep with the pack. And no one was really talking about it. Joe Cole said something on the show yesterday where I think it was on TNT, and he says they're an emerging title challenger for me. And they all looked at him like he's crazy. But they're keeping up with the pack.
Yeah.
They're keeping up with the pack. So whilst their title challenge may fall away before Christmas or whatever,
but they're keeping up.
Yeah, they're on the same points as Arsenal.
Ticking over.
Yeah, 1 point behind Man City. Every week they're getting the points. So,
and I think the other thing to add to it, they're starting to look more comfortable in their roles. So they know what their role is in the team now. So that you're like, actually, the patterns of play are looking a little bit more frequent. That they know where Cole Palmer's going to be. Cole Palmer knows where Caicedo's going to be. They're just little things that they're doing. You're like, they know when Nicholas Jackson's going to make the run. Nicholas Jackson and Cole Palmer are actually linking up quite well. So there's little things that are going in their favour.
And because of the players he's got, he can then look at a team and say, right, I don't need a Pedro Neto wide forward today.
Yeah.
I need a João Felix inside forward today.
Yeah.
You know, so he's got all these tools.
Yeah.
And it might be to the point where actually you're not in the squad, not because you're injured or you're not playing well, but what I need today
is this.
It's this. Don't worry about it. You'll be back in the squad. And there's only so many people I can put on the bench. So yeah. And to your point about everyone's comfortable, Enzo comes back in. You know, picks up good positions, lots of one-touch play, doesn't stop the game, gets it to Palmer and João Felix and those guys as quickly as possible. Yeah, man. Maresca's done super well.
He's doing all right.
He's had decent injuries. I think Ben Chilwell even played yesterday. Like,
yeah. I was like, Chilwell's playing. Right.
Yeah, but I think like what you said, John, he's learned a little bit and he's saying, actually, maybe I was a bit too hasty and kind of ostracizing certain players.
Yeah.
And they still got some value in this team. How many left back? Like, I think, what's the other left back and defensive mid? Vega?
Yeah.
I think he might be a bit too...
Renato Vega. Yeah,
I think he might be too big for the left back position, but not agile enough to play.
I made that up. Chilwell didn't play yesterday.
Oh.
I thought he did. I thought I saw him.
I thought I saw him as well, but according to this, he didn't play.
Fair enough.
Strange.
But I think he's got options though.
I'm imagining stuff, clearly.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, massive. I don't even know anything about this Renato Vega guy.
He looked. I think he's better as a DM. To be fair, when I saw him play, I liked him. Remember that I saw him play.
That's where he played in the Conference League games, isn't it?
He's got. He reminds me of Sergio Busquets. Like just little simple touches, don't overly get, but he's there and he just moves it. So see how he goes. Not to the level, but
I know.
There's reminiscence of it. So
people start coming for you in the comments.
100%. There's my disclaimer.
So yeah, Chelsea keep up the pace, and then now let's move on to.
One second, we forgot someone's been dismissed, right? Leicester man.
Oh yes, Mr. Cooper. I mean,
you know what happened, right? Vardy on the way home.
Get rid of him.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, apparently the player didn't take to him. Apparently that's the rumours going around.
He's mostly having them doing doggies, you know, the old shuttles that in training.
I was going to say, what's interesting about Steve Cooper is he's got this, so when he went to Forest, we kept hearing about this reputation he's got. You know, he's a great coach. He's you know, of modern thinking, blah, blah, blah. One of the English coaches for the future. 2 jobs later, none of that is really materializing.
Yeah.
Nuno's gone in there and I think has done better with a lot of the same players he had.
Yeah.
He brought the best out of Chris Wood.
Yeah.
Like we could list a few players. Now you've gone to Leicester, who Maresca had playing a certain way. And they're struggling. And it doesn't help that you've got a very vocal Leicester City fan.
Yeah.
Right? And he hasn't been, when I say vocal, he's not been talking down to Cooper, but he's asking questions.
Yeah.
So I think there's a player called Mavadidi.
Yeah.
And he played a lot last season. He was good. Like, Liverpool was talking about him every week.
Yeah.
Wasn't starting beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And everyone's asking, what is it, a disciplinary thing? Is he not doing what he needs to do in training? So, you know, he's just not done the job. And I do wonder, I just think that reputation, he's not lived up to.
Yeah. There's nothing like kind of like to that point. Russell Martin's coming. We're criticizing for the book, but he's playing the style of football.
Yeah.
He's doing something. You know, McKenna doing something, and I'm like,
and he's got some tools there.
Yeah, but again, it's like what were or are Leicester's expectations this season, isn't it?
No, but
Keith, it goes back to how.
Yeah,
and it risked like what we were saying. About Palace. You know, Palace did Vieira dirty, and I'm like, bro, it's your 150 million on the line.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I get that, but I just think I'm not saying it's harsh, but I'm just trying to work out like what were Leicester expecting this season. And like you say, their tools aren't that bad.
Just survival.
I don't think their squad is that great. Like they took Edouard from Palace, not great. You know my opinions on AU. Vardy's just aging. You got Winks and Skip in your midfield.
No, Skips doesn't even start. But anyway.
No, but I think but they're your options, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then like we've already talked about Faust. Like I don't think their squad's good enough to stay up anyway. So coupled with that, it's like how much do you want him to squeeze out of this?
When I saw the game yesterday, I was like, what? You're just there. You're not doing nothing. You're not pressing in the right way. You're not. It was all half-hearted. Everything across the pitch, half-hearted defending, half-hearted passing, half-hearted running. Like, and there was no pattern. There was no formation. There was no.
Even like Conor Cody. Listen, I'm not his biggest fan, right? But he's a guy. He's played in the Premier.
Yeah,
he can give you a certain level of presence in that back four. Why the hell is he on the bench and Fast is starting? Some of these things are just decisions, and I think with the right coach, I'm not saying they can stay up,
but they
they
could
can make a better fight.
be
of it.
difficult.
More, a bit of a count.
Difficult
Okay,
to
yeah.
be a bit better. And this is gonna sound mad, but if someone can step with that Forest squad, you can step with this Leicester squad.
Yeah. And it's a shame though, because like you look at their first game of the season against Spurs, they were in the game. Like
Yeah.
they was like toe for toe. So yeah, it just seems to be a bit of a drop off in the intent of the team. And I think that's a lot of the criticism they're getting.
Even
like,
then, Diddy, why is he playing as a forward? He's a 6, bro.
sometimes you got to mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
Try something new.
I
As you
don't get
said,
it.
risk.
And as I said that, where's Mavadidi? He's on the bench. He's on the bench.
Yeah.
Decordova Reed is there. He's played in the Prem. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just think, and you've got a weapon like Vardy there. He's not the Vardy he used to be.
But
You gotta
he
play
knows
those
where the
strengths.
net is.
He is a more lethal striker than most of the strikers in this league.
Yeah.
So play in a way that benefits him, and it doesn't look like they're doing that.
Yeah.
Is the point I'm making, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, not surprised. I'm not saying they deserved it, but I won't be making any case here. It's November now. Actually, it's probably a smart time
To get, because like you said, the league's compact. There's 2 wins
Yeah.
and you're out of it. So
yeah, so actually, if we cut now, someone can come in and make a little bounce, we can not get left behind. So that's the other side of a compact league, isn't it? It's compact, but everyone leaves you behind.
Do you think they'll go abroad or stay for a tried and trusted?
I think the challenge is those guys might not want that job.
Mm.
Does Graham Potter come to Leicester? No.
Nah.
Who else isn't working at the moment?
Mm.
There was 2 names. There's 2 people. I can't remember. There's Potter's one.
Lampard. Or did he get the Coventry job?
Apparently, it's nearly done. I don't understand.
Yeah. So, there's, I don't know. I think they should just get whoever they can. And if they can go and get whoever the current De Zerbi is or whatever, or the equivalent of E081 or someone, do it and do it now.
Yeah.
This is the time to do it. Go do it. Keep us in the Prem. You've got certain players to work with, blah, blah, blah. Even if you got to lie to him and the money we get in the summer just to keep us up, we'll let you spend it on the squad next year, whatever. So yeah, an opportunity there for them. Like, other clubs have shown, the Bournemouths, etc. Of course, you're right. You have the players, you got to buy the right people, etc. But yeah. So yeah. Manchester United versus Ipswich. The game everyone's been looking for this weekend. Ruben Amorim has arrived in town. So much fanfare. People have been analysing what he was wearing.
Yeah.
They've been talking about his walk around Manchester.
Yeah.
All the rubbish that happens these days.
In the English press.
They're playing against the Tractor Boys. It's a away game. And they drew 1-1. It's only been his first week. Did you guys see anything different?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you go with the formation and the
Yeah.
personnel that you started with. Like you done your team last week of who you
Yeah.
thought you might play. And I was surprised he played Johnny Evans, Ericsson, and Rashford in the 9. Not that he played Rashford, but he played him in the 9. So that took me surprised a little bit. But you can see what he's trying to do. Like he wants the wing play in it. He wants his full, what are they called? Yeah, the wing backs to be involved back and forward. And I think once he gets the personnel for that, he'll be okay. I think with Dallo, you've got the defensive side, but not necessarily the attacking side. I know he likes to get him forward, and he had half decent chance today. And then on the other side, you had Ahmad, who's good going forward, but not great coming back.
Yeah.
You need a hybrid.
He
needs 2 of those on each wing.
What I will say to that though is the amount of willingness and effort Ahmad was putting in.
Oh yeah.
If he stuck with that, you could probably see that side of his game growing.
But does he want to become that kind of? I know if you do it at Man United, it will succeed there. But it's like, how long can I do this wing back role for before it kind of hinders my career? If that makes sense a little bit.
I don't.
Where's he going from Man
way.
United? He's not going to Real Madrid, is he?
Well, I'm not
With
saying
all due respect,
I'm not
just
saying
saying.
he'll get to those heights.
Yeah.
But I think he's got enough in there to have a steady career as a wide forward. And it's like how much of playing a wing back.
I
Do you
hate you,
want-
but
yeah.
this is not Kevin Keegan wing back, right?
Yeah.
This is like, which is probably even worse for the player. But this is almost
Up and down.
you're attacking as well at that same level as your
But you've got-
defending.
yeah,
It's
but
not
you've got to
get to the byline
be
and
there,
cross. It's when you're in possession in attack.
Yeah.
You need as much variation.
Yeah.
You need to be able to go both ways. I think it's in modern football
Yeah, it's
to be a win back today must be hell,
yeah,
because you need to be Saka going forward.
Because he played well today.
Yeah, so it's like you need to be Saka going forward.
Yeah.
And who's a good right back these days? I don't know. Who's a top right back?
Trent.
No, defensively, man. That's what they didn't say. No, I was gonna say defensively.
Davis or something like that.
Who?
Alfonso Davis.
Oh yeah. And you need to be him.
Yeah.
Like going back. So, but I don't think it hinders him. To answer your question.
Yeah.
I think from what I saw, it was more about it doesn't hinder him, and I think it's more about them getting used to the situations on the pitch, because you can see a couple of times where you need to be there.
Yeah.
Like they're pointing to each other. No, you. So I think they're getting to understand that how to play it, and soon enough, you won't be seeing Ahmad coming back as deep as he did today.
Yeah.
But I think what happened, McKenna done something really smart. He said to his left back, "Push on."
Yeah.
Push
Pin
on.
him back.
Pin him
Wait,
back.
keep going,
So
keep going.
I was like, at one point you saw Davis right up on Ahmad and was making that burst in behind as well. So there's little things that they're going to be working out gradually.
Or
over
Ahmad's
time.
receiving the ball deep in his half and his pressure in his back. Bang. Yeah.
Because there was times where you could see Ahmad looking for the comfort of the fullback, where he's, I just drop it back to Dalot or Mazwari. Oh no, they're not there.
Yeah.
So there's little things that I think they're going to be changing, and they're going to be getting used to it a lot sooner, because there were times where they weren't supporting Rashford quick enough. But then there's also nice little things where they absorb the pressure and boom, right in that channel.
Hold it.
Yeah.
And Garnacho
Quick
got
one-touch play.
Yeah.
Quick pattern.
Dalot-
and then
Dalot-
before you know it, they're on the wing.
In.
Yeah.
Dalot was in, poor execution of the shot. So there's little things that they're doing. But I think for anyone to come back and say, same old United, you can't say
you
that.
weren't watching the game, bro.
You weren't watching the game properly. And I saw little things in there that they're going to be building on and improving on.
Yeah, and I didn't want to like anything about today, but for example, the back three, it just allowed Mazwari to, because he's decent on the ball,
Yeah.
right? He's he might take risks, but he's not like Dalot. Like if something goes a little bit wrong for Dalot, he's almost definitely losing the ball. Mazwari, he's got a bit more about him. His ball manipulation is a bit better. So when they had the ball and he was kind of in that space between right back and centre back, doing good things with it. That play, him, Ahmad, and then Rashford on that side.
Yeah.
Garnacho again was getting in good positions. So that's another thing I liked about today. He got Garnacho in, he gets Ahmad in, and he gets Fernandes all in, right?
Yeah.
In the team. And again, he started to drift in. He was at points when they had the ball, when it's on the right hand side, he's almost playing centrally.
Yeah.
But Ahmad wasn't doing that in reverse when it was over the other side. He wasn't
He's staying
going
wide, yeah.
So it worked in that way. He just fell down when Garnacho does what Garnacho does.
Yeah.
He holds on to the ball too long. He doesn't make the play. Didn't see much of Fernandes today. I don't think.
I think what I saw of him was enough, though.
Yeah, no, it was good.
The little things he done was enough.
His involvement in the goal, he's got the quality, but in terms of, I don't want to say running the game or influencing the game. You know, he loves being. So that's going to be interesting to see that evolve. Like,
And
when everyone's fit and on the level, does he still pick Bruno in that front three?
I think he does. I think it's who plays next to who plays in the middle. So once Mainu's fit, who plays? Is it Casemiro and Ugar swapping over? Because Mainu can take. I think the problem is you got Eriksen who can play football, but he may not have the mobility or the ability to manipulate the ball to get out of situations where Mainu can turn on a sixpence, thread little short 5-yard passes.
I think it's going to be a choice between Ugarte and Mainu, simply because another thing you noticed today is Casemiro, his experience, his game IQ, etc. He's picking up certain positions. He's telling people what to do. He's able to get out of certain situations. So people cuss Casemiro and all that kind of stuff. But actually, I think so one game, I think to answer your question, I think it's going to be a Mainu or Ugarte thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be interesting to see, because obviously Ugarte was his guy at Lisbon for a season or so.
But I think this formation will have to be tweaked if they play better teams, if that makes sense. And I say that because
of the personnel.
Yeah, so you had Garnacho and Fernandes behind Rashford, and a lot of that time it left Eriksen and Casemiro overrunning midfield, and you saw that loads with Schmoditz and
Hutchison and
Hutchison dropping off,
and most,
and because you saw Hutchison dropping off and Johnny Evans going with him quite a few times, where if you've just got two in the middle,
Yeah.
and your two supporting the striker. If one of those don't drop in, which they didn't do much today, you're exposed in the middle. And most better teams now play like a solid three in the middle. And I think they're susceptible to being overrun. Now, obviously, it's the first time they've played it, but that's just something I saw Ipswich get a lot of joy in the middle.
I think that goes to the point someone made today, one of my friends made today, and he said, there's lots of bad habits in the team.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying, but I actually think what it will be is he's going to have to iron out those creases, bro. He's going to have to iron out those bad habits. Because I think structurally, so for example, I think Amorim caused a lot of problems today because he had too much time.
Yeah.
People are watching him. He's getting the ball and turning.
And who picks him up?
Yeah, yeah. Well, not even that. It's almost like, okay, he's in my lane. He's in my channel. Bro, get tight of him. Let him feel the pressure. There's a couple of times he's doing a few nice turns. Some of those turns weren't even that tight, you know.
Yeah.
Against a better team or people with a bit more aggression, that touch is gone, etc.
Yeah.
So I think I hear what you're saying, but the way I saw it was more when he gets rid of these bad habits, you know, and bad habits can be being a little bit lazy, out of position, not getting where you need to get to. But yeah, I can see, and you know, without the ball, they kind of go into a flat five, and it's hard to break down and all this stuff. But yeah, you're right. I think when everyone's fit and when he's figured out,
he's starting 11.
Because you got Højlund, you got Zerchi, who people are not having, but I think they're being a bit premature. Personally, I'm not saying he's good, but he's not as
bad as they're making.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
You've seen that chat we've seen last year.
That's not me. I just think he's not as techy as some people are making him out to be. There's two different things.
Yeah. You know, you got Højlund, you got Zerchi, you got Ahmad, you got Garnacho, you got Rashford.
Yeah.
You know, when he figures out what that looks like, and then you kind of almost get back to the midfield and all of that.
Yeah.
But structurally, he's calm. He said, I play one way. This is the way I'm going to play it. And it's going to be interesting to just see him work through that with this bunch of players.
Yeah,
very
definitely.
interesting. And also see what he brings from the youth team.
And you know what? Onana's got to get a big shout out.
Oh,
today.
yeah. Shot stopping, he's been really good this season.
No,
really,
he's
really
been
good.
right. Delap had 2 chances today. And
Hold on. The second one that Delap had, fantastic save. The way he's great. The first one, Delap should have definitely scored that.
But he didn't.
And he went past him and he just hit his hand.
It doesn't matter.
You've got to
he
put
died.
yourself big in
John,
it.
don't
Like,
do that.
Yeah. You got to give credit
being
where credit is.
disingenuous.
You see that second save? Mad.
Yeah.
No, but you're being disingenuous.
That was spider. That was madness. But that first one, I don't know, man. That was more okay. Let me. That was more the lap missing.
Yeah, it was. But again, you still got
to dive.
Yeah, you still got to be there.
You know what cracked me
got to
up?
be there.
Someone took a shot. Yeah. Wait, was it actually a goal? No, someone took a shot. It was going top left.
Yeah.
But you know he's small, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's gone for it with his. He's gone for it with his left hand, I want to say. But it just looked odd.
Yeah.
He just looked like he should have kind of done that. But he just got. It was just. Another just cracks me up because even if he's doing the right thing, because of his stature, it just looks funny. Yeah. So if it comes off, great. If it doesn't, it looks like he's not good enough.
It looks rough.
Like someone in one of our other groups always talks about bottom corners. If you slap the ball bottom corner, Anana's not saving as far as he's concerned. He's not. Which is probably there's probably the truth probably somewhere in the middle, right? But because of his stature, it just looks worse when you slap it bottom corner. It just. But yeah, shout out Onana.
Yeah.
It was
and the lap, Ipswich done well, man. For going behind so quickly in the game, they stuck with their game plan. And Hutchinson, one of the best games I've seen of him this season. Plays well against Tottenham as well, to be fair. But yeah, the lap, I think he's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, that number 7 for Ipswich, what's his name? Burns.
Yeah.
If he could cross.
Yeah.
You know the problems Man United would have had today?
Yeah.
He got so much possession on that side.
And he didn't use it once.
He sent in about 3 crosses about shin height.
Yeah.
3-4 crosses against shin height. And people are like, it's only 3 or 4. But in a game like this, they make the difference. You've got the lap in the middle who's causing problems. I can't even say the other guy's name. Starts with an S. Smodic. Thanks. He's annoying. He's always around. He'll pop a shot. It doesn't take long. And every time Burns got the ball, dead cross. Dead cross. He was wasting opportunities. But fair play to Ipswich. I think McKenna's got a team there that I would like to see them.
He's got a
stay up.
system, yeah.
Yeah,
He's got a
see them stay up.
system. He's got a
Yeah.
very good system.
He's not pretending to be something he's not, but they're not playing dead football either.
No,
right?
not at all.
Using his strengths.
And what I liked about him as well, he saw that there was space for the centre backs to step up, and he said, step into that space. So at times it looked like they had 3 at the back, but they were playing 4. But it looked like they had 3 at the back at times. I was like, okay. And 2,
like
sometimes
that,
it looked like they just had the 2. So yeah.
Yeah. And teams like that, I just think if you can stay up this season, get some money,
And buy 1 or 2 and get a good loan.
basically you can be the new Bournemouth, basically.
Yeah.
You know, but do you think they keep Amorim Hutchinson?
Yeah.
You don't think anyone buys him in the
No.
summer? If he has a decent season, you don't think?
No. I think this is what, like you said a second ago, you said there was turns and touches that he done. If they were a bit more aggressive, they wouldn't have come off. He kind of reminds me of a Redmond. A Nathan Redmond. Nathan Redmond, Southampton. Who else? Where else was he?
No.
Mainly Southampton, wasn't it?
No, don't get me what I'm saying. No. I'm telling you now. Go back.
Amorim Hutchinson reminds you of Nathan Redmond.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Nathan Redmond's rubbish, but
what I'm saying is that guy that's good, but not next level good. That's what he is.
He's 20, playing his first Premiership season.
No.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying that Arsenal or Liverpool or City should.
You know
buy
how I
him.
call those type of players?
Yeah, go on.
Darren Huckabees. Darren Huckabees.
Bro,
And the reason why I call him Darren, Darren Huckabee was too good for the Championship.
No, Huckabee slapped numbers in the Prem, man.
Check them.
I will. Not now.
They're not great. They're not great. I'm telling you, they're okay. But that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Okay, but not.
I think it's too early to shout that, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he could have a stellar Premiership career.
I just think.
I'm saying,
I'm not even saying that he's gonna.
Where else is where like?
Wait, but I'm not even saying that. Yeah, I'm not even saying that he's gonna go on and become a Premiership great, but
a solid Prem career.
Yeah, because we've seen all these guys. They come out of like a top team like Arsenal or Chelsea. He made the big move to Chelsea. We all predicted that he wasn't going to play there, no matter how much money they threw at him. I'm not saying he wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was the wrong era. If he had gone there now, he would have played. They would have given him a 9-year contract and he might have played, right?
I don't think.
But he then leaves there, goes to Ipswich Championship, and I'm thinking, okay, all right then. That's it. Kind of, not that's it, but you will hover there. Earns a perm move. He's been starting every week in the Prem, not making a fool of himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what, his first team season? Second or third?
Second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, second. This is second time. So to be doing that in the Prem and be doing well, I just think if a Crystal Palace or West Ham or someone like that came and knocked on, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. This is my. I think they've got that in. They got someone like that in their academy.
Who?
Huh?
In their academy.
Yeah, in their academy.
Yeah.
I think they've got someone like.
But that's the problem, though.
And I think they can. And it depends. I don't think it will have to be a free transfer. I don't think someone's going to say, "I'm slapping 35 million on you."
Yeah, that was going to be the next question I was going to ask you because they paid 20 million for him. 22 million for him. If he has a decent season, you're gonna take them off. They're gonna want 45, 50 million. Yeah, I just think at that point he's 70, 75 league games in. We heard William tell us in the last episode, teams are now looking younger player. Let me take that gamble there.
Yeah.
If you're Palace now and you lose Eze, right? You lost Lisa last summer. You lose Eze next summer, right? You're looking at someone like Nketiah. How can I unlock him? That's my last big investment. It's probably cheaper for you to and go and try and get an Omari Hutchinson. There'll be others, right?
Yeah.
He comes and does well for you. He now becomes the next player you sell to whatever. But if he doesn't, you've not gone out and made an uncharacteristically large signing for your club and it's flopped. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I was thinking, if he, I don't know, he doesn't have to score 20 goals, whatever, but if he keeps up the level that people are talking about he's been doing in his first Prem season, I wouldn't be surprised if someone came in for him.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because if you wait another year, add another 20 million in it. Don't let him get England cap either.
Yeah.
Then it's another,
yeah.
So I'm not just based off I've just been quietly impressed with how he's just been going on with his game in a team that doesn't have as much possession as well. I think it would even look better in a team that has a decent amount of possession. They had 36% possession today. At home.
Like, great goal though.
Yeah,
great goal.
Yeah. Just had a little deflection on the line. When you see it, you're gonna be like,
I saw the deflection. I was like,
but
he
struck it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Didn't waste any time. So So yeah, whoever was expecting fireworks, get a grip. The guy started on Monday. Right?
Yeah.
However, he came, did his
can see-
formation, made some interesting team selections.
Yeah.
They've got Europe in a week. They go again next week. So it's going to be interesting to see how this evolves.
Yeah.
Even to Christmas. I think we're already going to, because he's not, it's
Yeah.
not a wait.
It's like weekend, midweek,
Bruv, I
weekend,
think
midweek, all the way till January.
when we have this conversation after like the Boxing Day games,
Yeah.
I think it'll be a very different. It will either be going bad because they're struggling with the three at the back
Yeah.
or whatever, or he started to sprinkle some of his.
Yeah. No.
He's not. He hasn't got any luxury of waiting. Just to round up the remainder of the games, talk about our Jekyll and Hyde team. Aston Villa, 2, Crystal Palace 2. Interesting game there. Ismail Assar scored his first goal for Palace. Mateta assist.
He was really good. It's the game I watched yesterday.
So to the point, to talk about transfers. If you're Dougie Freedman, actually, he's played in the. Has he played in the Prem? Yeah.
Yeah, he's at Watford.
It was at Watford.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if he went there when they went Championship. Playing in the Prem, showed a decent level. I think Liverpool were interested, etc. He's now ended up in. He was in France, I think, when they bought him.
I want to say Marseille.
Yeah, he was at Marseille. Maybe not doing as well. So it's a bit of a gamble in terms of he's maybe not hit the heights that you expected, but I'm paying a lot less for him now because he's kind of gone to Marseille, etc. Has he paid off? I don't know. I've not seen enough of him. But is that kind of signing? That's what I'm kind of saying.
They're creating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just saying, well, they're not going to... Steve Parish has already showed us he's not the guy. He's not going to spend what he's getting for his players. He's not.
Yeah.
Right? How much did they pay for Nketiah? Did they pay for him? Was that a free transfer?
Like 35. 35.
And they haggled hard for that.
Yeah.
Right?
That was going on for weeks.
And what did they get for Elise? 50?
Yeah.
What would they get for Eze? 50, 60?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
And they sold, what's his name as well, innit? Anderson.
Yeah.
Big
Sold
bucks.
Anderson to Fulham.
40 odd.
40 odd million.
Yeah.
And I know Anderson was pissed, but 40 million for him. I would have driven you to Fulham myself. He's 29.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You could have turned that down.
So it's just, but anyway.
Qatar was 15 million euros.
See?
So about 12 mil.
Yeah. Yeah, it's worth the gamble, right? If he even shows a certain level, then it's worth the gamble. And he's still, how old is he now?
26.
It's a big gamble though.
But
It's a big
12,
gamble.
12 million
Yeah.
to 35 million.
And for someone that's a bit unproven. Yeah. Fair.
No, but he played really well yesterday. He
Yeah.
showed that glimpses of what people
Yeah.
kind of thought he would be.
And then Ollie Watkins had a chance that I was gonna say, it was for Ollie Watkins, it was a decent chance.
Yeah,
Cut him off the left in the box. But that shot was saved. But then he finally got his goal. I think it was a poor goal to give away defensively for Palace. 1-1, and I'm just like, all right, you lot are done in it. But Justin Devaney, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, he's like one of their youth players. So they're just 21.
Second start, I think. It was.
Second game. Yes,
Second game.
But Tielemans missed a penalty before that.
Yes, he did. Your mate, Adrian Tielemans.
Anana's my mate.
Whenever you speak about Tielemans, Adrian's always there to remind you about his ability or lack of. Yeah, because they were talking about him coming to Arsenal a lot, etc. Every time someone talks about Tielemans and how well he was doing, I always think. But yeah, he misses a penalty.
It was a good save from Henderson still.
Yeah, no. Was it? I didn't see the penalty incident. Was it a penalty?
Yeah, it was
clumsy.
It was clumsy. I don't think it should have been a pen, but
yeah, no, he was nowhere near the ball. Like he stepped on was it Watkins that went down? I can't remember who it was, but the Palace player just stepped on him from behind trying to get the ball. So he didn't get the ball. What's the penalty?
No, it was a clumsy. Sorry,
it was just clumsy. Yeah, it was clumsy.
It was like, oh, really? But it is what it is. So yeah.
So Saar puts on a plate for Devaney.
Yeah.
40 bang on half time. Fantastic. You're away at Villa Park. And then Ross Barkley turns up and heads a goal in from a corner.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd ever say that.
Yeah, Villa were knocking though.
Yeah,
like it was coming.
Yeah. So 2-2 draw, not a great result for Villa in the sense that if they're really going to push on and get top four again, Palace at home are the games they need to be winning. However, they were on they were on a run of 4 losses in a row. So actually kind of stopped the rot a little bit.
Yeah.
2-2 draw at home. Bournemouth, Brighton. Bournemouth at home to Brighton. They lost 2-1 to Brighton. Again, João Pedro, first start since September, I want to say. Scores after 4 minutes.
Good finish.
Yeah.
Got an assist as well.
It was a tap
Assist
in.
was quality.
The link up with him and
Matoma, yep. But Brighton were playing good football. I saw the highlights. They were playing really
Yeah.
good football. And this is what I like about João Pedro. He's another one, just silently. It won't surprise me.
Well,
Some
a lot of
scouting
top,
analyst somewhere.
to be fair, a lot of top teams were looking at him.
Really?
So aside from Brighton, I think there was Arsenal were kind of looking. So I think data was showing that actually he could be someone. I think I can't remember another top team was kind of.
Where did they get him from? Where did he join from?
With Watford.
Oh yes, of course. I remember about Watford actually.
He joined from Watford. He didn't put in the numbers at Watford, but again, the performances was showing he could do something.
Yeah, I do remember there was talk about him now. That's the same João Pedro. Okay, yeah. And then as you said, the pass for Mitoma's goal.
Yeah. I think that's all three of them. I think Welbeck passed it to Pedro.
Yep.
Pedro to Mitoma.
Yeah.
And that finish just nice.
And it was just the way he dropped deep, sort of play. And when you watch it from the angle from the side, the way Pedro spots him and great pass, great finish as well from Mitoma.
Yeah, really good.
Literally, he just picked that spot in the net next to the post, rolled it in. He's been a bit quiet this season as well.
Who's that?
Mitoma.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a. Was it last season when he was moving back or season before?
Season before, and then had the injury last season.
Injured last season. Yeah.
So I think that was his first goal since September.
And I think with Pedro, there's something about him because Watford sold him for 34 million. 34 million euros, so.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a big fee.
And I think there might be a sell-on. I've got to double check. I think there may be a sell-on clause as well.
Didn't Brighton buy a striker as well for big money this summer? Or was that
I'm not
Brentford?
sure.
I thought
Brentford.
Brighton bought someone and he got injured early doors. I'll check.
Maybe, yeah.
I'll check.
I know
is
that
Ferguson
Brentford's
back?
got the big striker.
Is Ferguson back? Because he was
Yeah,
meant
he's
to be.
he's been playing though late.
Yeah, he was on the bench and he came on 86 minutes. He played international the week as well.
Yeah.
Is it Mentor you're talking about?
Maybe
It is Mentor that they signed this
it was 50 million or something.
38.
Okay, yeah.
38
Or maybe I'm
million
thinking of the
euros.
Brentford striker.
Yeah, it's the
Brentford
Brentford one.
yeah.
They
They
paid
paid
big
50
money
or something.
and he got injured
Yeah.
in the first game or something like that. Yeah.
Next game, Everton, Brentford, 0-0 home draw for Everton.
I thought the red card here was harsh. There wasn't much to talk about in this game. But,
Sorry. Even in the Bournemouth Brighton game, I forgot to mention Belieber.
Oh yeah, what did he
He
do?
got a second yellow. Bruv, if
So
you-
early
the
as well.
second yellow was
No, the
whack,
second
though.
yellow wasn't a yellow. Bro.
Yeah.
That was so unlucky.
Yeah.
Ah.
No,
It was
that was a
stupid.
second yellow. I was like,
But it's like if you're on a yellow.
no,
just-
but he didn't. He just. I thought that was bad by the
It
ref.
was poor. From
Yeah.
the
So
ref.
they done even well to hold out.
Yeah, exactly.
45
That's the point.
minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
With,
Um,
him and
so Christian Norgard, what did he do? I haven't seen this.
so basically the ball was kind of breaking in the box. Pickford's done a little spread eagle. He's gone to get the ball,
Yep.
but missed it and caught Pickford around the knee area.
Yes.
And I was like, it wasn't a malicious one. And I'm like,
Well, what was his foot doing up there then?
trying to get the ball with it.
To be fair, that's
But
ball
no, but
high.
Pickford was
That is
like,
ball high.
then when you do
Oh,
the
he was
spread,
stunned
so
that, bruv.
yeah, it's just
Was Pickford on the ground?
you know when the keeper do that little
Yeah,
spread. So
yeah.
his knee was a little lower than normal,
Yeah.
but still got caught. But I thought it was a bit
Nah, might have
harsh.
been that
But
still.
yeah,
A few
VAR.
people said it shouldn't have been a red. They felt it was a bit
But
harsh.
VAR gave it, didn't they? So
Yeah, but what I heard was in full speed, it looked alright. When you looked at a replay, you were like,
I had to
yo.
be slowed down because I didn't see it in real time.
Yeah. And they were like, nah, get off. No way your stars need to be up there.
But yeah, other than that, not much happened.
Yeah, and it's interesting
Couple good
because
saves,
Everton
but-
fans booed at full time.
Oh, because of the performance.
I think they haven't scored in 3 games. I think it's their second or third 0 draw on the bounce. They're booing, but so that's that they're clapping them, but they weren't having it. And then lastly, Fulham, Wolves. This was not the results.
I was surprised about.
This was not the result I expected.
Nah.
Yeah, I dare you, bro.
What?
If you don't even
No, there was something I wanted to highlight.
go on.
So what do you think I was going to say first of all? I'm interested now.
I think he's gonna mention fantasy football, bro.
Oh.
No, I weren't. I weren't. Go
Okay.
straight for. But I was the last 2 fixtures.
You're not doing well this
No. Cunha and Pedro. Them as 10s.
Bruv.
So it was like the weekends of 10s.
This
Bro,
Cunha guy.
Madison,
Oh,
Odegaard,
yeah.
Pedro,
Yeah.
and Cunha as 10s.
Yeah.
it was like it was old school.
Both
Picking
of
up little
Cunha's
pockets.
finishes were top draw.
He is moving mad. Absolutely.
He wants that
crazy.
move, innit?
He wants that move, and he's young as well.
He wants that move.
Wolves got a good little Brazilian hookup still. They got a good little.
Yeah, they've got a few players.
They've got a few Brazilians there. They got Cunha, the guy that scored as well, João Gomez. He looks okay. He looks interesting.
Yeah, he's 25, Cunha.
And Fulham went 1-0 up as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, so the reason why I said is that I thought Fulham at home, they've been in a decent run recently. Iwobi, ESR, etc. So I thought Wolves would give them a game, but I'd expect Fulham to win at home. All right then. So yeah, they go ahead again. Iwobi scores. I'm thinking, I was right. He's in a nice streak of form. I'm not saying again. He's another one where he's having a steady Prem career, which is what I expected for him. I never expected him to be, a Champions League player or anything.
But to be fair, when he went from Everton to Fulham, I was like, is that the move for you? Kind of like, you're going to die a death a little bit? But yeah, he's doing well. And I can't remember whether it was before or after he scored, but Jimenez hit the crossbar from like
yes, he did.
2 yards.
Yeah, missed open goal. Yeah.
Dude.
Which I was slightly relieved at because I was going to put him in my team and I didn't. Then Cunha turns up 31st minute with his goal. Lemina assist. Again, Lemina's quietly getting busy down
the
there.
ball to him.
Yeah. Mental. Then João Gomez, as Adrian's mentioned, 53rd minute. So it's 2-1 at this point. And I'm thinking, okay, Fulham might have a bit of fight, come back into it. I look away at the results, come back at the end. When all the full time is 4-1. I was like, what? What's happened there? But again, Cunha.
Great finish.
Dealt with them. And then Guedes, 95th minute, had insult to injury. So yeah. Apart from the usual boring games, Everton, Brentford, laying us down.
Not a bad weekend.
It's not been a bad weekend for goals. Man United on their 6th manager since Alex Ferguson left. Got off to an okay start. He didn't lose, right? Arsenal seem to have found their winning ways back. Chelsea march on. Liverpool are not giving up any points. They're not making it easy for anybody.
Say we are top of the league. We are top of the league.
Aston Villa stopping the bleeds, so to speak, and still swaying in the wind. And Brighton, I think this is their best ever start to Premier League season.
Points,
And Spurs and Bull finally turned up a big result. So yeah, Champions League this week. And we'll be back next week with a bit of a review of that and the Premier League games next weekend. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next time.
Peace.
See.